The natural world is a realm of both breathtaking beauty and chilling savagery. While we often marvel at the wonders of the animal kingdom, there exists a darker side, a primal fear that stirs within us. For in the shadows, hidden amidst the lush foliage and murky depths, lurk creatures driven by an insatiable hunger. They are the apex predators, the masters of their domain, and for some, their appetites have driven them to target the most dangerous game of all mankind. These are not mere animals driven by instinct. These are cunning, relentless hunters whose names have become synonymous with terror. Join us now as we delve into the dark annals of history, uncovering the stories of the 10 worst man-eaters that ever lived. From the heart of the African savanna to the depths of the Amazon rainforest, we will journey across continents, tracing the bloody paths of these fearsome creatures. Prepare yourself, for these are not tales for the faint of heart. These are stories of survival, of primal fear, and the delicate balance between humanity and the wild. At the turn of the 20th century, as the British Empire stretched its iron web across the African continent, a chilling tale of terror unfolded in the heart of Kenya. The Tsavo River, usually a lifeline for the local wildlife, became a place of dread, haunted by 2 male lions with an unquenchable thirst for human blood. These were not your typical nomadic predators, larger than any lion seen before or since, with one sporting a mane so short it appeared almost ghostly. These creatures were dubbed Ghost the Ghost in the Darkness. They moved with an eerie silence. Their presence felt long before they were seen, striking fear into the hearts of even the bravest men.
For months, the construction of the Uganda railway ground to a halt as these phantom felines stalked the night, dragging their victims from their tents with chilling ease. Workers, hardened by years of toil, were driven to madness by the constant fear their once familiar surroundings transformed into a hunting ground. Over 30 confirmed kills were attributed to the Tsavo man-eaters, but some whispers claim the true number was far higher. These were not mere acts of predation. They were calculated assaults on the very symbol of human progress in the untamed wilderness.
Deep in Africa, where the Ruzizi River flows, a legend takes hold. In the murky depths lurks a creature so massive, it defies nature. His name is Gustav, a force of nature. Measuring over 20 feet, Gustav is the largest Nile crocodile ever documented.
But Gustav has developed a taste for humans. Fishermen tell tales of sudden disappearances. Villagers speak of the demon crocodile.
High in the Himalayas, where the air is thin and the mountains cast long shadows, there lived a creature of stealth and cunning. This was no ordinary leopard. This was the leopard of Rudraprayag, a predator whose name would forever be etched in the annals of man-eating history.
For 8 long years, this solitary hunter terrorized the Garhwal region of India. The people, accustomed to sharing their world with wild animals, found themselves facing an unprecedented terror.
The leopard's reign of fear began quietly, almost unnoticed. But with each passing season, the death toll mounted. Over 125 souls are believed to have perished at the claws of this elusive predator.
It preyed on villagers and travelers alike, its attacks seemingly indiscriminate, yet imbued with a chilling precision. Fear gripped the region. Whispers of the leopard's ghostly movements spread like wildfire.
The leopard of Rudraprayag became a phantom, a whisper in the night. It moved with an uncanny ability to evade traps and outwit hunters, leaving behind a trail of fear and unanswered questions. The jungles of India, teeming with life, hold within them a delicate balance. Predator and prey coexist, their fates intertwine in an intricate dance of survival. But this balance was shattered with the arrival of a creature whose name would become synonymous with terror, the Champawat tiger.
This tigress, a magnificent specimen of her kind, was no ordinary predator. Driven by an insatiable hunger, she embarked on a reign of terror that would claim the lives of over 436 people.
Her hunting grounds spanned a vast territory in the Kumaon region, a place where humans and tigers had long lived in an uneasy truce. The people lived in fear, their daily routines dictated by the tiger's movements.
Villagers were too afraid to venture out alone, and the once familiar paths through the jungle became treacherous. The Champawat tiger, with each kill, seemed to grow bolder, her presence casting a long shadow over the land.
Her reign of terror would ultimately come to an end, but not before she had earned her place as the deadliest man-eating tiger in recorded history. Her story serves as a chilling reminder of the raw power and unpredictable nature of the animal kingdom. Between the land and the sea lies a world unlike any other, a labyrinth of tangled roots and shimmering waterways. The Sundarbans, this vast mangrove forest straddling the border of India and Bangladesh, is home to a unique population of tigers. These are not your typical jungle cats. These are the Sundarbans tigers, masters of their watery domain.
Isolated by the tides, these tigers have adapted to a life in the mangroves. They are powerful swimmers, often hunting their prey in the water.
But what sets these tigers apart is their unusual taste for human flesh. Alaska, a land of vast wilderness, soaring peaks, and unforgiving landscapes. Here, amongst the towering glaciers and dense forests, roams a creature of immense power and solitude, the Alaskan brown bear.
In the late 19th century, whispers began to circulate amongst the hardy souls who dared to venture into this untamed territory. Whispers of a bear, larger and more ferocious than any other, haunting the shores of a remote lake known as Packers Lake.
These were not tales told to frighten children around a campfire, but accounts born from chilling encounters with the beast itself. Miners, drawn to the region by the promise of gold, would vanish without a trace. Their camps, once bustling with activity, lay eerily abandoned. The few who survived their encounters with the Packers Lake Bear bore the scars of their ordeal. Their tales spoke of a creature unafraid of man, a predator of cunning and immense strength, driven by an insatiable hunger. The rolling hills and verdant pastures of 18th century France seem a world away from the brutal savagery that was to unfold there. In a time when superstition and folklore were deeply intertwined with everyday life, a darkness descended upon the rural province of Gévaudan.
It began with whispers, tales of livestock being slaughtered with a swiftness and ferocity that defied explanation. Then came the first human victims. Travelers, making their way along lonely roads, would vanish without a trace.
Fear gripped the region as the body count continued to rise. The attacks were unlike anything witnessed before. The creatures responsible were described as shadows, moving with an unnatural speed and agility, their eyes glowing with an eerie intelligence. The wolves of Gévaudan, as they came to be known, terrorized the countryside for years. Their reign of terror, marked by brutal efficiency and an almost supernatural elusiveness, would cement their place in history as one of the most chilling examples of man's vulnerability in the face of nature's raw power. The vast savannas of Africa, a land teeming with life, where predator and prey engage in an age-old dance of survival. But in the annals of history, there are tales of predators that cross the line, developing a taste for an altogether different kind of prey: man.
In the 1930s, the Njombe region of Tanzania became synonymous with terror. A pride of lions, driven by an unknown force, embarked on a killing spree that would decimate the local population and leave an indelible scar on the collective memory of the region.
The attacks were relentless, occurring with a frequency and ferocity that defied explanation. Villages were besieged, their inhabitants terrorized by the constant threat of attack. The lions, it seemed, had lost all fear of man, their natural instincts replaced by an insatiable bloodlust. The death toll mounted with terrifying speed. Estimates suggest that over 1,500 people lost their lives to the pride, making the beast of Njombe one of the deadliest man-eating predators in recorded history. Moving from the plains of Africa and the forests of India, we journey now to the Mysore region of southern India. For here, in the early years of the 20th century, a creature usually known for its shy demeanor turned into a terror that haunted the local populace. This was no ordinary predator, but a sloth bear driven to an unusual ferocity.
Sloth bears, while omnivorous, are not typically known for attacking humans. They feed primarily on insects, honey, and fruit. Yet, this particular individual, driven perhaps by scarcity or some unknown malady, developed a taste for human flesh, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake.
At least 12 lives were claimed by this bear, each attack marked by a chilling brutality. Survivors bore the scars of the encounter, horrific reminders etched into their flesh. The bear, unlike the stealthy leopard or the swift tiger, relied on brute force, leaving its victims with injuries that spoke of a horrifying encounter. The people of Mysore lived in fear, their daily routines disrupted by the ever-present threat of the bear. It was a time of great uncertainty, where the line between man and nature blurred, and the wildness of the animal kingdom intruded upon the fragile peace of human life. We leave behind the land of tigers and sloth bears and journey to the shores of a nation coming to grips with its own industrial might, the United States of America. The year is 1916, and the eastern seaboard, usually a picture of idyllic summer holidays, is about to be gripped by terror from a creature of the deep.
Over 12 terrifying days, a series of shark attacks plagued the New Jersey coastline. 4 souls lost their lives to the unseen terror lurking beneath the waves. The attacks sent shockwaves through the nation.
The idyllic image of the seaside was shattered, replaced by a primal fear of the unknown depths. From the heart of the African savanna to the depths of the ocean, We have journeyed through tales of survival and loss, of fear and fascination, all intertwined with the awe-inspiring power of the natural world. These creatures, driven by instinct and circumstance, serve as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and the wild.
These creatures are reminders that nature's wrath can be unimaginable. But even as we fear them, we can't help but be fascinated by their haunting tales. What story gripped you the most? Let us know in the comments.
If you crave more bone-chilling tales from the wild, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, because the wild world is full of dark stories waiting to be uncovered.